ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ॐ
ॐ नमो
नमो भगवते
भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ॐ
नमो
नमो
भगवते
भगवते वासुदेवाय।
वासुदेवाय।
ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ॐ नमो भगवते
भगवते
वासुदेवाय।
वासुदेवाय।
नारायणं नमस्कृत्य
नारायणं
नारायणं
नमस्कृत्य
नमस्तुत्य
नरं चैव नरोत्तमं
नरं चैव
तं चैव
नरोत्तमं
नरोत्तमं
देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं
देवीं
देवीं सरस्वतीं
सरस्वतीं
व्यासं
दोजयमुदीरयेत्।
धिया
तदोच्चयमुदीरये
नोदीयते।
अष्टप्रायेष्वभद्रेषु
नष्टप्रायेषु
अष्टप्रायेषु
अभद्रेषु
भद्रेषु
नित्यं भागवत सेवया
नित्यं
नित्यं
भागवते
भागवत
सेवया
सेवया
भगवते उत्तमश्लोके
भगवते
भगवते
उत्तमश्लोके
उत्तमश्लोके
ते भवति नैष्टिकी।
भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी।
नैष्ठिके
कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय
कृष्णाय
कृष्णाय
वासुदेवाय
वासुदेवाय
देवकीनन्दनाय च
देवकी
देवकीनन्दनाय
नन्दनाय च
नन्दगोपकुमाराय
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 गोविन्दाय नमो नमः।
गोविन्दाय नमो
गोविन्दाय नमो
नमः।
नमः।
Okay, so from here on, there are some beautiful verses as observed by Uddhava about the qualities of Lord Krishna. So let's read. These are just sweet narrations, not much to explain. We'll all relish these beautiful verses. Yanmachalilo pakiyam swayoga
यन्मध्यलोकैकं स्वयोग
स्वयोग
maya balam dasyata grihitam
मया
मायाबलं
बलं
यथा
दर्शयात्
गृहीताम्
गृहीतम्
विस्मापनं स्वस्य च सौभगर्गार्धे
विस्मापनं
आपणं
स्वस्य च
स्वस्य च
सौभगर्ते
परं पदं भूषणभूषणाङ्गम्
परं
परं पदं
भूषणभूषणाङ्गम्।
भूषणभूषणाङ्गम्।
Please read.
The Lord appeared in the mortal world by his internal potency, Yogamaya. He came in his eternal form, which is just suitable for his pastimes. These pastimes were wonderful for everyone, even for those proud of their own opulence, including the Lord himself in his form as the Lord of Vaikuntha. Thus, his Sri Krishna's transcendental body is the ornament of all ornaments.
Hmm. When Lord appeared in the mortal world in Vrindavan, he came through his internal potency, uh, through the agency of Swayoga Maya Balam. It's his internal potency. And so his body is transcendental. It's not of mundane origin. And he performed various wonderful sweet pastimes. Yeah. And he came with two hands, not four hands of of Vaikuntha form. And these pastimes are so enthralling, sweet. They're attractive to all the demigods. Even Brahma, Indra, everybody would appreciate these pastimes. And not only that, even other 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 incarnations of Lord also would be attracted to them. So there, so that's why it's called Bhushana Bhushanangam. His his body is like ornament for ornaments. Generally, ornaments beautify the body, correct? But
Yes,
when Lord wears an ornament, the ornament it is the ornament that is it is like ornament to the ornament. You see, so because Lord is so exquisitely beautiful, the ornament gets its beauty from the body of Lord. It's not the other way. Generally, we put ornaments to beautify our body, but when ornament beautifies the Lord, it is the ornament that gets beautified by Lord's body. You see that? You understood?
Mhm.
Yeah. So that is, such is the beauty of the Lord. He is uh, his every part of the body was so attractive. Hmm? So we'll read more of that in the verses following. Yeah, continue here.
When Lord Krishna was within this universe, he seemed to be a human being because he appeared in a manner just suitable for his pastimes in the mortal world. He did not appear in human society in his Vaikuntha feature with four hands because that would not have been suitable for his pastimes. But in spite of his appearing as a human being, no one was or is equal to him in any respect in any of the six different opulences.
Nobody can ever be equal to him. Even though he looks like one of us, he is transcendental.
His body manifested in the material world is transcendental par excellence, in the sense that his pastimes in the mortal world excel his mercy displayed in the Vaikuntha Lokas. In the Vaikuntha Lokas, the Lord is merciful towards the liberated or Nityamukta living entities. But in his pastimes in the mortal world, he is merciful even to the fallen souls who are Nityabadha or conditioned forever.
Yeah, so in the mortal world, he was very merciful, even to very low grade living entities of material world who are not devotees. Sometimes some of them are trying to kill Krishna, but they all eventually, because when Kamsa got liberated, Shishupal, who tried to, abuse with bad words continuously all his life, even he got liberated. Who can be more kind than the Lord? So he is more merciful in the material world than in the spiritual, because in the spiritual world they're all already great devotees. There is nothing to glorify there. I mean, it's glorious, but still, the glory that he got by being kind to even the very envious people of this middle world, that is even more glorious. That's why he's far more, his mercy is far more outshines in the middle world. Even so, not only his mercy, his excellent pastimes are also extraordinary in the middle world. Yeah.
The excellence of his Rasalila at Vrindavana and his householder life with 16,000 wives is wonderful even for Narayana in Vaikuntha, and is certainly so for other living entities within this mortal world. His pastimes are wonderful even for other incarnations of the Lord, such as Sri Rama, Narsimha, and Varaha. His opulence was so super excellent that his pastimes were adored even by the Lord of Vaikuntha, who is not different from Lord Krishna himself.
Yeah. One time Mahavishnu would like to see the form, when Lord Krishna is performing pastimes, even Mahavishnu also wanted to see him. So he would create a situation whereby Lord directly, Lord goes there to bring the son of his spiritual master. He and Arjuna, Nara and Narayana, both of them visit the abode of Vaikunta within the, they cross the material universe and then go to that Vaikunta. So Lord would be astonished. Even Lord Narayana, who is an expansion of Krishna only, still, they have their individuality. He wanted to see the form of Lord Krishna. So that is how great Lord Krishna is. यद्धर्मसूनोर्भतराजसूये
यद्धर्म
धर्मसूनोर्भटराजसूये
निरीक्षदृक्स्वास्थयनं त्रिलोका
निरीक्ष्यदृक्स्वास्थ्ययानं त्रिलोकम्
निरीक्षदायनं त्रिलोक
कच्व्येनक्षाद्येह गतं विधार्तुर्
तत्स्नेन
येन
चाद्येन
सदेह
गतं
गतं
विधातुः
विधातुर्
वाक्श्रितौ कौशलम् इति अमन्यत.
Arva
Arva
Kausalam
Kausalam
Amanyata.
Itare Amanyata.
Yeah, please read.
All the demigods from upper, lower, middle universal planetary systems assembled at the altar of Rajasuya sacrifice performed by Maharaja Yudhishthira. After seeing the beautiful bodily features of Lord Krishna, they all contemplated that he was the ultimate dexterous creation of Brahma, the creation of human beings.
The creator of human beings. So even when the demigods see him, when in the Rajasuya Yajna, so when Maharaj Yudhishthira performed Rajasuya Yajna after achieving the kingdom, all the universal leaders have come. Along with them, even the demigods from higher planets, lower planets, they all came. And they all assembled and watched. And in that, Yudhishthira Maharaj makes Lord Krishna as the chief guest. And when all these demigods of higher planets, they see Lord Krishna, they thought, this person must be the best creation of Lord Brahma. Of course, their thinking could only go up to Brahma because they can only understand up to Brahma. But of course, Lord Krishna is the father of Lord Brahma and is far beyond their imagination, their understanding here. Yeah.
There was nothing comparable to the bodily feature of Lord Krishna when he was present in this world. The most beautiful object in the material world may be compared to the blue lotus flower or the full moon in the sky. Even the lotus flower and moon were defeated by the beauty of the bodily features of Lord Krishna. But this was certified by the demigods, the most beautiful living creatures in the universe. The demigods thought that Lord Krishna, like themselves, was also created by Lord Brahma. But in fact, Brahma was created by Lord Krishna.
Yasyanuraga prutahasa hasarasa
Yasyanuraga
Yasyanuragapritahasarasa
Pritahasarasa.
Leelavaloka pratilabhamana
Leela
Leelavaloka
Valokapritilabdhamana.
Pratilabdhamana.
Rajastriyo dhrigbhir anupravritta
Vrajastriyo
Rajastriyo
Drigvir
Durgavir
Anupravritta.
Anupravitra.
Yo vatasthu kila kricha sesha.
Dhiyo
Diyo
vatastu
Devatastu
kila
Kila
Kilakritya
Kritya
krishna
Shesha.
Sesa.
Yeah.
Translation. The damsels of Raja, after pastimes of laughter, humor, and exchanges of glances, were anguished where when Krishna left them. They used to follow him with their eyes, and thus they sat down with stern intelligence and could not finish their household duties.
Yeah. Because of their excessive attachment to Lord Krishna, they are just they couldn't do anything when Lord Krishna goes beyond their vision. This is gopis of Vrajadam. Yeah, go ahead.
Robert. In his boyhood at Vrindavana, Lord Krishna was notorious as a teasing friend in transcendental love to all the girls his age. His love for them was so intense that there is no comparison to that ecstasy, and the damsels of Raja were so much attached to him that their affection excelled that of the great demigods like Brahma and Shiva. Lord Krishna finally admitted his defeat before the transcendental affection of the gopis and declared that he was unable to repay them for their unalloyed affection. Although the gopis were seemingly anguished by the Lord's teasing behavior, when Krishna would leave them, they could not tolerate the separation and used to follow him with their eyes and minds.
Mm.
It is said It is said in the revealed scriptures that Lord Krishna personally never goes beyond the boundary of Vrindavana. He remains there eternally because of the transcendental love of the inhabitants.
Yeah. Because of the love of the inhabitants, Lord would never leave Vrindavan. Just to experience their love, Lord would always stay in Vrindavan. So when he goes out to Madura or Dwarka, any other places, it is an expansion of Lord Krishna, original, the Krishna of Vrindavan that goes out. And Krishna of Vrindavana does not do anything beyond, uh, loving pastimes with his pure devotees. That is how it is in Golok Vrindavan, right? These other, the expansion of Krishna who goes out beyond Vrindavan, they perform all in like advisory for Arjuna, or being there in Dwarka and marrying and queens, etc. That Krishna is different from the Krishna of Vrindavan. It's the same Krishna, but original Krishna never leaves Vrindavan. स्वशान्तरूपे इतरैस्वरूपैर्
Vasantarupe Svitarai Swarupe
Swarupe
अभ्याध्यमाने स्व अनुकम्पितात्मा
Abhyadhyamane
Yadamanaseva
Anukampitatma
Anukampitatma
रावरेशो महदां संयुक्तो
Paravaresho
Paramaseso
Mahadam
Mahadam
Sayukto
Sayukto
जो हि अजो पिजातो भगवान् यथाग्नि
He
Ajo
Ajo
Pijato
Api
Pijato
Bhagavan
Bhagavan
Yatagni.
Bhagavan.
Agni.
Anyone likes to read?
Yes, the personality of Godhead, the all compassionate controller of both the spiritual and material creations, is unborn, but when there is a friction between his peaceful devotees and persons who are in the material moods of nature, he takes birth just like fire, accompanied by Mahatva.
Explaining the reason for the appearance of Lord. So his peaceful devotees and non-devotees, if there is any issue between them, Lord comes there to help the devotees.
The devotees of the Lord are by nature peaceful because they have no material hankering. A liberated soul has no hankering and therefore he has no lamentation. One who wants to possess although laments when he loses his possession. Devotees have no hankerings for material possessions and no hankerings for spiritual salvation.
Yeah. So devotees don't hanker for anything. They're satisfied with what Lord gives them, and their focus is on the devotion service of the Lord.
The karmas,
Karmis.
the karmis and jnanis and yogis have their particular mentalities in the modes of nature, and therefore they are called aitara or non-devotees. These aitaras, including even when the yogis sometimes harass the devotees of the Lord. Durvasa Muni, a great yogi, harassed Maharaja Ambarisha because the latter was great devotee of the Lord.
Yeah. Sometimes these non-devotee categories like karmis, jnanis, yogis, they have a conflict with devotees. They try to even harass. But ultimately, Lord will take care of the devotees at any time whenever there is a problem. Mom, so he's just explaining the mercy, how Lord is merciful, how he takes care of all the living entities. He was just sharing his feelings for Lord Krishna in all these verses. Mam khedayati etat ajasya janma
मां
Mam
खेदयति
khadeyat
तत्
etat
अजस्य जन्म
ajasya janma.
Yambanam yat vasudeva gehe
विडम्बनं यत्
Vidambanam ed vasudeva
वसुदेवगेहे
gehe.
Vraje chavasori bhayat ivasvyam.
Vraje
Vraje
Chavasori
chavaso
Vayati
ribhatya iva
Svayam.
savyam.
Purat vyavasit vyavasit yat ananta virya.
Purat
पुराव्यवासि यत्
pravestya yat
Anantavirya.
अनन्तवीर्या
ananta viryah.
Please read.
When I think of Lord Krishna, how he was born in the prison house of Vasudeva, although he is unborn, how he went away from his father's protection to Vraja and lived there incognito out of fear of the enemy, and how, although unlimitedly powerful, he fled from Mathura in fear. All these bewildering incidents give me distress. Krishna.
So here he is remembering Lord Krishna. He is the supreme Lord. Even he is attractive to the Lord in Vaikunta, and he is the original father of all the living entities. And how that he is born in a jail, and suddenly he is being taken away to a different place for protection with Nanda Maharaj, and that too incognito. Yeah, Supreme Lord, he could have just wiped away Kamsa. Why such a thing was done? And and he fled from Madura in fear, from Jarasandha. Jarasandha was attacking, right, Dwarka. He ran away from there. Yeah, so it appears like he was afraid of Kamsa, and this is the Supreme Lord. Uh, how these pastimes are so bewildering and confusing. Even devotees also sometimes get confused. Why Lord could have arranged, no? Why he could have just killed, no? Why all this drama like that they think. But actually, Lord is doing this because Vasudev had this fatherly affection towards Lord Krishna, right? He thought, even though my Lord Krishna appeared in four-handed form right in the jail and showed him the four-handed form and told him, he himself suggested to take to Nanda Maharaj. However, he could have done that, but even Vasudeva wanted to protect his son. Even though he knew that his son is Lord himself, uh, he has this fatherly affection that he felt that I need to protect my son. Just to reciprocate with the feelings of the heart of Vasudeva, Lord manifested this whole sweet pastime of opening the jail, and the jailers would be asleep. The jail would open. He would escape. Vasudeva actually promised to give all the children. In a way, Vasudeva actually cheated Kamsa. But this is also an opportunity of loving reciprocation with the Lord. So Lord wanted that to happen that way, so that he can reciprocate with the devotee's love for him. Right? Just to experience that love of Vasudev's feeling of protecting Krishna, he he enacts this sweet pastime. For an external eye, it could feel like, oh, he could have killed, no, he is the Supreme Lord. But he doesn't do that. He want to reciprocate with his devotee. That is more important for him. He could have killed everyone in even in Kurukshetra also. But he want to make his devotee as the hero. He want to teach the whole world the Bhagavad Gita uh, through his devotee Arjuna. So all these could not have happened. So Lord has a better plan with anything. We may not understand at the time, right? So that is the message here.
The Lord is supremely perfect, and whenever he enacts his transcendental pastimes as a son, a rival, or an object of enmity, he plays the part so perfectly that even pure devotees like Uddhava are bewildered. For example, Uddhava knew perfectly well that Lord Sri Krishna is eternally existent and can neither die nor disappear for good. Yet he lamented for Lord Krishna. All these events are perfect arrangements to give perfection to his supreme glories. It is for enjoyment's sake. When a father plays with his little son and the father lies down on the floor as if defeated by the son, it is just to give the little son pleasure and nothing more. Because the Lord is all powerful, it is possible for him to adjust opposites such as birth and no birth, power and defeat, fear and fearlessness. A pure devotee knows very well how it is possible for the Lord to adjust opposite things, but he laments for the non devotees who, not knowing the supreme glories of the Lord, think of him as imaginary simply because there are so many apparently contradictory statements in the scriptures. Factually, there is nothing contradictory. Everything is possible when we understand the Lord as the Lord and not as one of us with all our imperfection.
Yeah.
Krishna.
All types of questions will come because people do not understand Lord as the Supreme Lord. He can do anything. He can perform. We may want to understand. We have to openly understand from the version of the acharyas. Then we can understand. Otherwise, it will be sometimes bewildering. Dhinoti cheta smarato mamaitad.
Dineti chetah samarato mamitat.
Yada hopadau abhivandya pitro.
Yada
Tadapada
abhivandya
abhivandya
pitra
pitra.
Tambakam sad urusankitanam.
tatam
Tambakam
vamshat uru sankitanam
Datam no krita nishkritanam.
prasidatam
Prasiddhitam
no
no
nishkritanam.
kritanistitam.
Yeah, please read.
Lord Krishna begged pardon from his parents for their Krishna and Balram's inability to serve their feet due to being away from home because of great fear of Kamsa. He said, O mother, O father, please excuse us for this inability. All this behavior of the Lord gives me pain at the heart.
Hmm. So Lord Krishna, the Supreme Lord, and uh, is begging pardon from his father and mother, Vasudev and Devaki. Oh, my father, we could not serve you because of great fear of Kamsa. Actually, what is Kamsa for Lord, right? This is bewildering, really. It also is giving pain to the heart of Uddhava. But these are all sweet pastimes of Lord. Lord can do anything, but still he does these sweet pastimes, which are very bewildering. Yeah, please read.
It appears that Lord Krishna and Baladeva were both very greatly afraid of Kamsa, and therefore they had to hide themselves. But if Lord Krishna and Baladeva are the supreme personality of Godhead, how was it possible that they were afraid of Kamsa? Is there any contradiction in such statements? Vasudeva, due to his great appreciation for Krishna, wanted to give him protection. He never thought that Krishna was the supreme Lord and could protect himself. He thought of Krishna as his son. Because Vasudeva was a great devotee of the Lord, he did not like to think that Krishna might be killed like his other children. Morally, Vasudeva was bound to deliver Krishna to the hands of Kamsa because he had promised to turn over all his children. But out of his great love for Krishna, he broke his promise. And the Lord was very pleased with Vasudeva for his transcendental mentality. He did not want to disturb the intense affection of Vasudeva, and thus he agreed to be carried by his father to the house of Nanda and Yashoda. And just to test the intense love of Vasudeva, Lord Krishna fell down in the waters of the Yamuna while his father was crossing the river. Vasudeva became mad after his child as he tried to recover him in the midst of the rising river.
He's just wanted to see the affection of his devotee, Lord. Just to reciprocate with him, he did all of this. Kova amusyangri sarojarenum
Kova amusya khiri sarojarenam
vismartameshita puman vijighram
Vismartam
Vismatam ishita
Puman
paman
Vijigram.
vijigram
Vishpurat bhru vitapena bhumer
Yogispuradbhu vikatena bhumi
Haram kritantena tiraschakara.
Bharam
Bharam
Tena
Tena
Tiraskara.
Tirasachakara.
tirasachakara.
Yeah, please read.
Who, after smelling the dust of his lotus feet, even once, could ever forget it? Simply by expanding the leaves of his eyebrows, Krishna has given the death blow to those who were burdening the earth.
Yeah. So, just by smelling the dust of his lotus feet even once, who are liberated? Anyone remember such a pastime? The Sanat Kumaras, right?
Yes.
The Vaikuntha door. Yeah, just by smelling the tulsi leaves at the lotus feet of the Lord, they were converted into pure devotees. They were mesmerized, it purified their mind just by smelling that lotus, the leaves of at the feet of the Lord. So yeah, so he could just blow death blow to anyone, especially the non-devotees. So that was the power of Lord Krishna. He's not like one of us. Drishta bhavadbhirnanurajasuye
Drishta bhavadbhir nano
Bhavati
rajasye
Saidhyasya Krishnam Dvisatopi Siddhi
Saityasya
Siddhasya
Krishnam
krishnam
Dhatupi
devastopi
Siddhi.
siddhihi
Yogina Samsprihayanti Samyag
Yam
Yam
yoginam
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 prayanti
samprahyanti
samya
Samya.
samyakya
Yogena Kastad Viraham Saheta.
yogena
Yogena
kastat viraham
satyadviham
saheta.
saheta.
Yeah.
Translation. You have personally seen how the king of Chedi, Shishupala, achieved success in yoga practice. Although he hated Lord Krishna, even the actual yogis aspire after such success with great interest by performance of their various practices. Who can tolerate separation from him?
So Shishupala in the Rajasuya Yajna, Shishupala is also an attendant, king of Chedi. So he is envious from his very birth towards Lord, and he he blasphemes Lord Krishna with many bad words. In spite of that, before everybody's eyes, Lord Krishna put has a condition like, okay, as long as he doesn't cross 108 or 100 bad names, I would tolerate. When he crossed that, Lord sent his Sudarshana and cut off his head. Okay, so at that time, one thing happens. Right after he was his head was chopped off, the soul from his heart rises before everybody's eye. It goes inside the body of Lord Krishna. Everybody watches that. So it is exactly how yogis, after great penances and meditation, also achieve the same Saidhya Mukti by merging into the body of Lord Krishna. So Shishupal achieved that perfection. You know, just like, so even though great yogis, they spend all their life performing great penances, the best they achieve is to merge in the form of the Lord, right? That could be achieved even by enemies of the Lord who have no affection for him. So this Sahaj Mukti is it doesn't have any that in that particular liberation there is no personal relationship with Lord, right? It's not one of those uh, like one of the relationships that a devotee can establish in Vaikuntha planets, right, or Goloka Vrindavana. In various like Madhurya, friendly relationships, right, or fatherly relationship. So it's not one of them. It's a not it's neutral and just merging into the body of Lord. So that is how we understand that if the any other process beyond devotion service does not give the highest perfection, right? Uh, and like the liberation that people call as liberation, outsiders, right, those who are non-devotees, their highest understanding of liberation is to merge into Brahmajyoti, or into the like what Shishupal got here. And Uddhava says that is available even for non-devotees like Shishupal. So we should not even aspire for those, because it's even available to non-devotees, right? So such is the mercy of the Lord. Who can tolerate separation from him, right? If we know a person who is extremely kind even to his enemies, right, it is very, very difficult to miss such a person, right? That is exactly how Uddhava is feeling that separation from his Lord, who is very, very kind to even his enemies. He gives the highest, perfection.
Purport. It is a fact that persons who are trying to understand the supreme truth by their personal endeavors of mental speculation or mystic powers of yoga achieve the same goal as others who are personally killed by the Lord. Both achieve the salvation of merging into the Brahmajyoti rays of the transcendental body of the Lord. The Lord was merciful even to his enemy, and the success of the king of Chedi was observed by everyone who was present in the assembly. Vidra was also present there, and therefore Uddhava referred the incident to his memory.
Vidra was also there. So he was just reminding him about this incident. And one may wonder, how a person who is envious of Lord can get liberation. Any thoughts why he got liberation? Shishupal or even Kamsa? Kamsa also got liberation, when he was killed. Any thoughts? Why, if that is, if that is okay to be envious of Lord, can we also try that? What do you all think?
They died because they had this demonic ability and they wanted to fight the Lord. But Lord, out of His mercy, right, even though they wanted to fight Him, Lord, out of His mercy, gave them liberation, even because they ended up dying in the uh, hands of the God. But again, they are non-devotees, as you were saying previously. As devotees, we should not aspire for such kind of mercy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they were killed by Lord's hand. Okay. There is one more reason actually.
But even though they were non-devotees, because of that envy, right, even they used to take Lord's name more often.
Mm.
That can also be one of the reasons. Something that I can think of.
That is the main reason. So even though Kamsa was constantly thinking about Krishna and killing Krishna, right? So what happens when somebody thinks about someone constantly, especially Krishna, right? It naturally actually purifies his mind, even though inimically thinking. But the name is all powerful. So Shishupal also constantly blasting Lord Krishna, but he's again remembering Krishna all the time because of his envy. So even that also purifies. That is the power of the name of Lord. And here they both get liberation. And it's because their envy, remembering but in envy. Remembering in envy brings you only Sahidhi Mukti. If remembering in love would bring them to Vaikuntha. You know? So that is the difference. तथैव चान्ये नरलोकवीरा
तथैव चन्मे नरलोकवीरा
य आहवे कृष्णमुखारविन्दम्
भावे कृष्णमुखोरविन्दम्
नेत्रै पिबन्तो नयनाभिरामम्
नेत्रयन्तो नयनाभिरामम्
अर्धास्त्रपूता पदमापुरस्य
प्रभुतं पदम् अपूरस्य
नेत्रै पिबन्तो नयनाभिरामम्. Right? So his form is very, very pleasing to the eyes. That even when Lord Krishna was in Kurukshetra war, he was standing there just fighting. He was just um, an apple of the eye. The enemies were, they were witnessing sometimes. Even though they're fighting, sometimes they just suddenly see Lord Krishna, just like a flash. And eventually, many of or almost all the Kauravas get killed and die. But because they have witnessed before their death the form of the Lord, all the people who were killed in Kurukshetra war, they all achieved highest perfection. They all went to Vaikuntha. Right? So that is the power of Lord. Yeah. Yeah. Please read.
Certainly. Go ahead, Mata.
Thank you, Antaji. Certainly, others who were fighters on the battlefield of Kurukshetra were purified by the onslaught of Arjuna's arrows, and while seeing the lotus like face of Krishna, so pleasing to the eyes, they achieved the abode of the Lord. Krishna.
Many people, outsiders, especially outside India, like Russia and all, they banned Bhagavad Gita saying, hey, this book encourages war. But actually, you see, the highest thing is happening there. Actually, they are all achieving highest perfection. And Lord was establishing dharma. And those who were killed, they don't know all these details. They don't understand that. But actually, they cannot achieve such a perfection in such a short span of time without this kind of an arrangement. Yeah, while seeing the lotus, so Lord Arjuna, they all were hit by Arjuna's arrows. Arjuna's arrow hit them and it purified them. And by seeing the form of Lord, they get liberated. It's like, both are on a mission to send everyone to Vaikuntha. Arjuna and Krishna together. Yeah, please read.
The words pleasing to the eyes of the seer are very significant. When the warriors from the other side of the battlefield saw Lord Krishna at the front, they appreciated his beauty and their dormant instinct of love of God was awakened. Shishupala saw the Lord also, but he saw him as his enemy, and his love was not awakened. Therefore, Shishupala achieved oneness with the Lord by merging in impersonal glare of his body called the Brahma Jyoti. Others who were in the marginal position being neither friends nor enemies, but slightly in love of Godhead by appreciating the beauty of his face, were at once promoted to the spiritual planets, the Vaikunthas.
Hmm. So they all were sent to Vaikuntha. Hmm. Love of Godhead.
Love of Godhead is dormant in every living entity, and the entire process of devotional service unto the Lord is meant for awakening this dormant eternal love of Godhead. But there are degrees of such transcendental awakening. Those whose love of God is awakened to the fullest go back to the Goloka Vrindavana planet in the spiritual sky, whereas persons who have just awakened to love of Godhead by accident or association are transferred to the Vaikuntha planets.
Yeah. So anybody who has developed love for Lord, they will achieve this perfection.
Arjuna personally declined to fight, and the whole instruction of the Bhagavad Gita was given to Arjuna to engage him in the fight. As a pure devotee of the Lord, Arjuna agreed to fight in preference to his own decision, and thus Arjuna fought to assist the Lord in his mission of diminishing the burden of the world.
Hmm. Yeah, Arjuna agreed to fight after hearing Bhagavad Gita and became part of this historic battle to diminish the burden of the world. Swayam tva asa mayatischa tradisha
Swayam tu asamya
Tasya
yadisa
Yatisha
Jalaxmyapta samastaskama
Raja Lakshmi Apta Samasta
Swaraja
Kama
Balim harabdis chiralokapalai
Balim
Balim
haradis
Haradish
lokapalai
Lokapalai
Kiritakocheditapadapita
Pada
Kiritakocheditapadapita.
Pita.
Yeah, please read.
Lord Sri Krishna is the Lord of all kinds of trees and is independently supreme by the achievement of all kinds of fortune. He is worshipped by the eternal maintainers of the creation who offer him the paraphernalia of worship by touching their millions of helmets to his feet.
Yeah. So he's the Lord of Threes means like he's the Lord of the three Bhuvar Swargaloka, like the three like upper planets, middle planets, and lower planets. Or he's the Lord of three gunas, or the he's the Lord of the three creative potencies, Brahma, Rudra, and Vishnu. He's the source of all of them. So in this way, he's the Lord of Threes. Yeah. And he is worshipped by eternal maintainers of creation who offer him the paraphernalia of worship by touching. Everybody worships Lord Krishna, not just the people of material world. Yeah, so the threes are explained here. Karnadaksai Vishnu, Garbhodaksai Vishnu, Kshirodaksai Vishnu. So like that, many other threes are there. Tattasya Kaikaryamalambritano
Taisya Yankaram Alambrathano
Viglapayati Ayatyanga Yadugrasenam
Yankapayate Angayat
Viklapayat
Ugrasenam
Tishthanishannam Parameshtidhinshne
Istanisanam Paramesi Drishne
Nabhodayadeva Nidharayeti.
Nabodhaya Deva Nidharayeti.
Hmm.
Therefore, O Vidura, does it not pain us, his servitors, when we remember that he, Lord Krishna, used to stand before King Ugrasena was sitting on the royal throne and used to submit explanations before him, saying, "O my Lord, please let it be known to you."
Yeah. Now, the Lord, who is even worshipable to all the three modes, is the source of everybody and everything. He is standing before Ugrasena, right? Who was sitting on the royal throne. He was just standing on the side. Can you imagine, like, person who is the supreme source of everything take such a humble position, hmm, and use it to submit explanations before him, saying, "Oh my Lord, please let it be known to you." He was speaking like this to Ugrasena, right? And whenever they meet Pandavas, Lord Krishna bow downs to Yudhishthira Maharaj because Yudhishthira Maharaj is elder to him, right? Would just go and touch his feet. So such is the behavior of Lord when he was in the material world. So it was such a gentle and sweet behavior to his superiors. Yeah. He has the such behavior even for his brother and uh, wives and everyone. So that's what bewilders Uddhava. So this is the famous verse. Aho bakiyam stanakalakutam
Aho bakiyam stanakalakutam
Some
jigam sayapaya yadapi asadvi
jigham
Egan
sayapaya
Padayat
lebhe gatim dhatri uchitam tatonyam
Lebe
Lebe
gatim
Gatim
Tatanya
dhatri
Dhatya
uchitam
Uchitam
tatonyam
Tato Nyayam
Kamva dayalum sharanam vrajema.
tam
tam
va
Kam
dayalum
vadayalum
Vadayalam
sharanam
sharanam
Saranam
vrajema.
Prajema
Aho bakiyam stanakalakutam
Aho
O
bakiyam
Bhakim
Ahobakiyam
Bhakim
stanakalakutam
stanakalakutam
Stanakalaku
jigam sapayat apyasva asadvi.
jivam
jiham
sapayat
Shapayat
apiyatsa
Apaya
devhi.
Sadvi
Lebhe gatim dharti uchitam tatonyam.
Lebe gatim
Gatim
dhatri uchitam
Dhatya
tatonyam.
Tato Nam
Kamva dayalum sharanam vrajema.
Kam
kam
va dayalam
vadayalum
sharanam
Alam
sharanam
Saranam
rajema.
vrajema.
Prajema.
Yeah, please read. Alas, how shall I take shelter of one more merciful than he, who granted the position of mother to a she demon, Putana, although she was unfaithful, and she prepared a deadly poison to be sucked from her breast.
First.
So the Putana, she tried to kill Lord Krishna, but that person, Putana, was given the position of a nurse in the spiritual world. Why? So Lord Krishna only saw the good part, that she was trying to act as a mother and trying to feed him the milk. Even though her intentions are bad and it only had deadly poison, because you know, she came as a mother and tried to feed him. So Lord transferred her to Vaikunta as a nurse in the supreme abode. So how can I take how shall I take shelter of one more merciful than he? So can we find a person who is more merciful than Lord Krishna? Is a rhetorical question, right? So nobody, there is no other shelter more merciful than Lord Krishna. That's what it means. Who would offer the Vaikunta to a person who is trying to kill him? Right? So that is the meaning. It's a very famous verse. This shows the kindness and mercy of Lord. He only saw the good part, that she is trying to be a mother. Yeah. Here is an example of an extreme mercy of the Lord, even to his enemy. It is said that a nobleman accepts the good qualities of a person of doubtful character, just as one accepts nectar from a stalk of poison. Yeah. So the story is explained here. Putana, how she tried to kill him. Lord Krishna accepted the motherhood of Putana because she pretended to be an affectionate mother. She pretended, not real. Allowing Krishna to suck her breast. The Lord accepts the least qualification of the living entity and awards him the highest reward. That is the standard of his character. Therefore, who but the Lord can be the ultimate shelter? Right? So this is our Lord. This is the nature of our Lord. Manye Suran Bhagavatam Strayadhishe
Manye
Mansuran
Bhagavatam
Bhagavatam
Samrambhamargabhi Nivistachittan
Samrambha
Samrambhamargabhinivistachittam.
Nivistachittan
Yesam Yuge Chakshatatarkshaputram
Ye
Yesam
samyuge
Yuge
chatarakasya putram.
Shatarakasya Putram
Sunabhayudhamapanantum
Amse
Amse
sunabhayudhamapatam.
Sunabhayudham Apatan.
Apatantam. Yeah. Anyone want to read?
I consider the demons who are inimical toward the Lord to be more than the devotees, because while fighting with the Lord, absorbed in the thoughts of enmity, they are able to see the Lord carried on the shoulder of Garuda, the son of Taksha, and carrying the wheel weapon in his hand.
Yeah. So he feels that even the demons who are seeing the form of the Lord, they are even better because they all get killed. They all got killed and they already achieved perfection. But look at me, I am still here in the material world. That's what he's saying indirectly. Absorbed in the thoughts of enemy, they are able to see the Lord carried on the shoulder of Garuda, the son of Kashyapa, and carrying the wheel weapon in his hand. They are better. Anyone who is slightly in touch with the Lord somehow or other is greatly benefited, even to the point of salvation, due to the excellence of the Lord. He is so kind that he awards salvation even to his enemies, because they come into contact with him and are indirectly absorbed in him by their inimical thoughts. Yeah, it doesn't mean that we should be, oh, even enemies got it, so we're already chanting, so we'll get perfection. For enemies, Krishna tries to see even one good quality in them and try to purify them and give them liberation. But for devotees or practicing devotees, he doesn't want to have even one bad quality. He will try to, for example, when gopis expressed a little pride because they have, during Ras Leela, they all had direct relation with Krishna, right, individually. When they were experiencing Lord Krishna directly, oh, they felt, wow, Lord Krishna is all alone for me. So as soon as that thought came, Lord Krishna disappeared from there. So he doesn't like pride in the hearts of devotees, right? So Lord Krishna sees even one small good quality in non-devotees, but from devotees he expects not even one small bad quality. So that's how we should be. We should prepare our life. Okay, we'll continue this from here next week. 1 hour.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you.
Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.